In this video, we're going to take this mini Festool Systainer and we're going to turn it into a handy dandy drill driver tote. I'm in the process of reorganizing my shop and I need to clean up some workspace and improve my workflow, and I need to do something with all my drill driver bits because they're everywhere. I was cruising through Instagram and I saw a post from Felix in Cologne, Germany, and he uses a mini Festool Systainer to create his own tote, and I thought, that's a great idea. That's what I'm going to do. So thank you, Felix. So the dimension of the Systainer is 265 millimeters, just under 10.5 inches, by 171 millimeters, about 6 5/8. So it's a neat little size, pretty much useless for any type of tools, but bits would be perfect in this. You can see the size difference here. You can see it's almost half the size of a normal Systainer. I went through all my drill driver bits and I figured out what I would use mostly for woodworking applications. And you can see I like a lot of the weird stuff. So on the left and right hand sides, I'll make that swivel up and down. So the drill bits will be on the left, bit holders will be on the right. And then on the top, I'll put the longer ones and I'll recess the handle into the floor of the unit. And then I'll put the smaller bits underneath the drill bits and make sure it all kind of lines up. As I mentioned, I'm kind of going through my shop and cleaning things up. And I happen to have some teak. So this comes from an old chair that I took apart. So we'll use that for the bit holders for the sides, and then we also have some 1/2 inch Baltic birch cut off there, so we'll use that for the bottom. So now for the bottom floor, we're going to go 10 inches by 6 inches, and then we'll cut out the corners here where it sits in. We'll just notch this out for the corner pieces. And then we will take a scroll saw and nibble out the corners so it sits in really nice. Well, I got the teak pieces cut here. I think they turned out pretty good. I got 3 of them, so one for each side and another one for the back. Teak's a pretty relatively hard wood, so when I drill the holes in here, I think the bits will hold pretty firmly for a long period of time. I have it mounted in this fixture that'll hold it straight up and down, and we will find the center line and then we'll drill the hole down for the swivel action. I figure we want to drill the hole a little bit closer to the bottom. So when it pivots, it will actually stop itself from going too far past 90. So about 1/4 inch from the bottom. And now we'll finish it off with a longer bit. Okay, let's do the other side. The next part of here is mark evenly spaced holes, probably about 9 or 10, and we'll pre-drill it and then we'll go back in and we'll finish it off with a 9/32 drill bit. And this drill bit is the perfect size to fit the shank of the bits. So we'll just take some tape here so I don't have to rub any pencil marks off. So we'll just run a center line, and then I think it'd be easy if I just kind of spaced them out the length of the set square. And that worked out perfect. Now let's use the 9/32 drill bit. Perfect. Let's do a test fit. That looks perfect. Okay, let's do all the rest. Okay, I figured this all out. I had to space this out evenly, and I use some number 6 stainless steel wood screws. And you can see that it opens up and it stops there, so it doesn't really go past 90 all that much. Same with the other side. And then with the top portion here, I had to trim it down just a little bit more to give me some more room, so when I close it, it doesn't bind with any of the bits that are on that side too. So let's go ahead and load up everything, and then we can figure out how to space out the bottom section. So it's pretty much the layout I'm going to go with here. If I close this, it will miss all the other smaller bits on the bottom there, so I'll mark and drill all the holes for that. I'll recess that driver handle into the bottom there. And then I think I'm going to 3D print some bit holders for that as well. And then I will make some type of holder for that longer piece too. And I'll recess this little center tap bits as well. So let's get the 3D printer going. So what I did here is I go into the Bamboo Labs Maker World and I found a suitable Makita bit holder. And we're just going to print it off in Festool green or neon green. So those turned out pretty good. I'm really happy with the results of this. So those just slide in nicely there. And so we'll go ahead and mount these all in and figure out where to place them. So I'm just giving this a light sanding here. I finished most of this up off camera. So I drilled all the holes for the smaller bits. I traced the outline of the handle and used the scroll saw to cut that silhouette out. I put a piece of metal in here to hold the magnetizer there, and then with the centering bits I recessed them as well, and I put a rare earth magnet here to kind of hold that all in place. We're on the home stretch here, so let's put everything together and I'll show you the final product. I do have a little set screw on the bottom here to help retain this plate so it doesn't flop around. I actually do quite a bit of these one-day builds, but I don't document a lot of it due to the fact that some of it just doesn't meet my content and maybe you guys wouldn't be interested in it. If you like this type of build, let me know. I'd be interested to hear what you say. I do watch quite a few one-day builds like the ones from Adam Savage and Laura Kampf. They inspire me because they just use stuff they have kicking around their shops or where they find, and they make neat things with it. So hopefully this type of thing will inspire you as well to make something similar. Here it is, the completed project. Turned out awesome. Everything fits nicely in there. Got a holder from a Milwaukee drill that I repurposed in there. Everything fits nice and snug. Close it, and I even got room for a small scale. I'm pretty happy the way this turned out. It's going to inspire me to build more projects like this for my shop. Hopefully it inspires you to build something similar. If you have any questions, please leave a comment below and I'll answer them. Once again, thanks for watching, and we'll see you in the next video.